began quietly. No alarms, no sirens, just a gentle hum in the back of people's minds. At first it was subtle, a forgotten name here, a misplaced memory there. Soon advertisements appeared not for products, but for possibilities. Erase your pain. Rewrite your past. Be who you were meant to be. Clinics opened on every corner, sleek and white, promising freedom from regret, shame, or guilt. People lined up. The elderly sought relief from decades of mistakes. The young from heartbreak. The ambitious from the embarrassment of youth. The process was simple. Sit in a chair, allow electrodes to map your synapses, and choose what to keep and what to erase. A gentle hum, a spark of light, and the memories vanished. Or changed. At first, society celebrated. Crime rates dropped, old grudges disappeared. A man who had lost his family in an accident could forget their loss entirely. His grief replaced with a new, manufactured memory of a childhood never cut short. Lovers who had parted could now remember a flawless romance. Humans became perfect in their own minds. But perfection was fleeting. Something fragile broke. Memories were not just data, they were identity. People began to lose the texture of their own selves. One morning, a woman awoke unable to recognize her own handwriting. Her favorite song sounded empty. Even laughter felt hollow. She wandered through a city of smiling, blank faces, realizing that no one remembered pain, and therefore, no one remembered love. Black markets appeared, illegal memory trades flourished, grief, joy, and even knowledge could be bought, stolen, or forged. Children grew up with histories not their own, friendships manufactured, enemies erased before the first fight. Some became addicts of the past, craving the rush of old regrets to remind them they were alive. Society fractured. Governments tried to regulate memory editing, but it was impossible. The process was intangible, intimate, personal. Entire communities were rewritten, histories lost, and the very notion of truth became fluid. Arguments erupted over what really happened, but no evidence remained to settle disputes. Reality itself became negotiable. Some resisted. The keepers refused all alteration, documenting their lives in analog journals and photographs. They became strange, isolated relics of authenticity, walking reminders that identity cannot be manufactured without cost. Scholars warned that erasing memory created gaps in decision-making, morality, and empathy. Minds became fragile, like over-polished glass. Brilliant but easy to shatter. One day, a man sat in a memory clinic and hesitated. Before the machine could erase his regrets, he realized the cost. Forgetting meant losing the lessons that made him who he was. But the temptation was irresistible. A chance to rewrite heartbreak, fear, and shame. With a trembling hand, he pressed the button, and the lights of his mind flickered. When he awoke, everything felt new, yet strangely hollow. Faces looked familiar, but without the weight of history. He smiled at his past mistakes, now just shadows. And in that moment, he understood the cruel truth. To erase memory is to erase life itself. Without pain, there is no joy. Without loss, no love. Without struggle, no meaning. Humanity had discovered immortality of thought, but at the cost of its soul. Generations later, the world had changed irrevocably. People lived in manufactured perfection, happy yet hollow. The keepers remained, chronicling what had been, their journals a fragile rebellion against the erasure of all that made them human. The line between real and fabricated blurred, and the planet of memory editors became a silent monument to the question every mind now feared to ask. Who am I if I cannot remember? And so the world breathed, content yet empty, its citizens carrying perfect minds but hearts forever incomplete.